Welcome back to another video. It's your boy JB in the building. How you feeling? And today's video will be about the hardest life truth that nobody knows about. Okay? The hardest life truth that nobody knows about, nobody really digests, nobody really understands, nobody really knows how to articulate. But let me be the guide into fueling you into the right direction, the righteous direction. Now, this will be a video on psychology, right? The breakdown of the mind. And the mind is the most strenuous muscles in the body, the biggest, the most vast, the most imaginative, the most non-concrete muscle in the body. Yet we are learning more how to exercise it, but we weren't taught how to exercise our mind. We were actually taught the opposite, how to suppress and compare and deteriorate, distract our mind from thinking. So, first, the psyche of the brain involves you to experience, go through windows and go through shadows that you were once afraid of. And if you are not taught how to think outside of the box, which is to think outside of the brain that you were given, aka seeing things in other people's perspective, guess what? You'll always have the same exact stance. You always have the same exact criteria on how to view life, how to view love, friendship, partnership, relationships, black people, white people, streaming videos, shirts, hats, merch, rich people, poor people, middle class, jobs. You'll have a certain quota, a certain connotation on what those things mean, because why? You were given it. So you have nobody else to test that theory. Nobody else to go against what you believe in, So one of the hardest truths of life that nobody knows how to articulate is having a lack of identity. What is an identity? How do you identify yourself? Why is it better for me to have my own identity rather than what somebody tells of me? What somebody tells me I should be like, I should have, I should acquire, right? People tend to diagnose others based on their shortcomings. So they would like to diagnose somebody else of, let's just say, BPD, bipolar personality disorder, or depression, right? They call these a disorder. They call these, they call autism, being autistic, a disorder, being neurodivergent, a disorder. They call these things a disorder. There's something that's disorderly. It's in disarray. It's all around. It's all over the place. Who came up with that? Who came up with that curriculum? And why did they come up with it? What was the behind the scenes meaning? So they want us to walk in a single file line of their order under the sound of their voice? Oh, sure. Oh, sure they do. That's why they came up with it. Of course they do. Why would they want you to think outside of the box that they gave you? Why would they want you to do that? Why? That is disorderly in their eyes. So they must condemn, criticize, and set up other organizations and other people to condemn you for how you think of the world, what you see of the world. They don't want you to spread your wisdom and your experiences and your information and insight to others who are weak or weaker mentally, right? So psychologically, what does this do when we don't have our own identity? This is why I've always had a difficult time hearing people say, just be yourself. Who am I basing that off of? I don't know what my self looks like. I don't even know what your self looks like. So how am I able to just be myself when all I was given and all I was taught is other people's false selves? How? How? You are taking on ideologies from people that have a lack of identity, telling you what identity you should have. You understand that? That's the sickening part. That is what's most crippling. And why is this a hard truth to swallow? A hard truth to accept? Because if you don't have your own identity, you are easily manipulated, easily influenced, and easily fooled. Those who have controlled, divided, and conquered the minds of the people on this planet rule everything. I said the minds, not the physical properties. That comes way later. It's a process of systems, POS. It's a procedure of systems that they go through mentally to conquer us, to conquer the minds of us. So we cannot think outside the box. So we cannot think freely of other people, other walks of life. We're not afraid. We're not scared of somebody who's homeless. We're not scared of somebody who's poor. We don't think that just because somebody is, let's say, black, that they're going to take something from us. Or we're not going to think that, most black people can't swim. These are small, very idiotic ways of thinking, right? And I want to shout out the Grits and Eggs podcast because I learned this like yesterday from them, from 𝗕𝗨𝗦𝗡𝗦𝗦. He said it is called a banal plateau. Let me make sure that's correct. Let me make sure that is correct. Excuse me, a banal platitude. And let me read what that means. Banal platitude refers to a common, overused, and ultimately unoriginal trademark or statement often lacking depth or meaning. So, saying that black people don't swim, black people can't swim, is a banal platitude. Saying that everything gets better with time is a banal platitude. That's a phrase. Saying I'm saving money for a rainy day is a banal platitude. A penny saved is a penny earned is a banal platitude. You see what I'm saying? These are, when it rains, it pours. Or, you know what I'm saying? Those are different platitudes that don't really hold too much weight. They float in the water, right? So a banal platitude is what they have gotten us to believe creates our identity, right? So let's go a little further. Having a strong identity. How do we get from having a weak identity to a strong identity? Being weak-minded is you are willfully reliant. You are willfully dependent on others. You are willfully subdued. That's a good word. You are willfully subdued. And we don't conceptualize where somebody else is leading us until we're hurt, until we're in pain, in stress, in agony. We don't think too deeply about it. And coming out of that awakening, coming out of that lifestyle, You have to go through experiences alone. You have to go through experiences by yourself to know that this is what I like. This is what gives me joy. This is what I can do at the highest level that is going to allow me to be of service to my brothers and sisters around the world, to my people around the world, right? Having a strong identity is what it is to be, you know how in Jeopardy they'll say a definition, they'll say a statement or something, and then you have to say, what is banal platitude, right? It takes one to know one. What is banal platitude, right? What type of phrase is that? What type of saying is that, you know? Having a strong identity is what it is to be highly spiritual. To be highly spiritual is equating having a high identity, a strong identity. And so being able to articulate yourself, being able to walk through this life with no fear, right? Having a divine connection to what is out there for you. Mind you, I said for you. It's not happening to you. It's not happening against you. It's happening for you, for your assistance. But hey, not every single situation is going to come in the fashion of something that you want. How worthy are you of this life? How worthy are you of this position? It's going to come with a lot of responsibility. Are you ready for that? The man who understands that he has great power understands that he has a high sense of responsibility, which is his ability to respond. Respond to what? Respond to what happens to him. What happens to you? What happens to you? How can you respond to that? How are you going to fight back? Will you tolerate that? A willful, aimless follower with a weak identity is going to accept that. They're going to accept that. But somebody who has a strong identity, aka a high spiritual intelligence, is going to question that. Embrace it, but also question why and what for. It may take them a couple years to figure it out. It may take them a couple months. Shit, maybe a decade. Forget the mistake and remember the lesson. Right? So this video is to heal. It's to heal you. It's to aid you. It's to make you make you discomfortable, but also push you into contentment. Push you into graciousness. Push you into bravery. Because it is an oxymoron. To have a strong identity is to be weak. I don't know nothing. You don't know shit. The more you lean on that, guess what happens to you? You gain everything that you once expected. Once you let go of that, you gain everything that you once expected. You once expected this shit. Now, when you let go of it, it comes to you. Why? Because the man who is not accepting of riches gains it all. He gains it all. I'm not supposed to. You're not supposed to act desperate. That's not how you get what you acquire. That's not how you get what you want. That's not how you get what you desire. You don't get that by holding it so tightly. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You must let it go. And I really, really want the world to understand how liberating, vulnerable, but how liberating it is to feel your own feet. How free it is to feel your own air. To love your smile. That's your identity. It's yours. What's one thing that was given to you that you may not consciously understand for free? It's given to you ever since you was born. Your soul. Your soul is what makes up everything that you have. Your soul, and then your spirit, then your vessel. So say mind, body, spirit, right? There's two things in that are physical, and the non-physical aspect is what weighs more. It's what's felt with no words. It's what's felt more than your body, than your mind. So creating this atmosphere for you to healthily express your identity that keeps you out of depression, that keeps you out of anxiety, that keeps you out of any fear-mongering friends, manipulative tactics, anything, news, keeps you out of all of that shit. Because you wake up knowing who you are. You wake up seeing what you could be, what you are stepping into. You're stepping into this man. You're stepping into this woman. You are this woman. You are this man. You go to my Instagram right now. I've had this ever since I started my Instagram. I am that I am. In my bio, I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that. And you must know that about yourself. I wake up knowing that this is my identity. This is all of me. All of me. It's everything. And it's fun. It's fun. Well, it should be. It should be fun. It's fun for you. Yeah, it hurts, but the universe is here to test how strong your will is. You must will your way through this life. Yes, it is a game. That's why they say, you can be all the good, great person you want to be out here in this world, yet you will still be tested. You will still be tested. There's people that say that being great and being positive and being, good to people is not enough. Because why? They are shaking in their beliefs. I say, and I've been knowing this as a kid, it's more than enough. What the hell? You're not about to gaslight me into thinking, You see, you have to learn that you have been subscribed to so many different banal platitudes, so many different sayings, so many different ones. You got to keep scrolling, keep scrolling. You come to an age and stage in life where you got to unsubscribe to that shit. If it don't apply, let it fly. Unsubscribe, 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 unsubscribe. You don't watch that no more. It doesn't entertain you anymore, nor should it, right? So, use this information, use this wisdom to really create your destiny. Really. Use it to create your destiny. And I get the goosebumps talking about this shit because it's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's so strong. It's so present. It's so potent. It's everything. It's everything. So thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. I love y'all. Keep taking care of yourself. Just be simple. Get your merch. Link is in the description. Join the Patreon for more in-depth, secretive, darker knowledge and wisdom. And until the next video, I'll see y'all then. It's your boy JB. And I'm out.